Welcome to Top 5 Photo Locations. I'm your host, Ryan from Fowler Photography. This series is aimed to showcase destinations from Australia and parts of the globe to help you capture the best images, uncover hidden gems, and get the most out of your traveling experience. So let's get into our first Top 5 Photo Locations. The region we're going to showcase in this episode is the Gold Coast. Known as Australia's playground, you could spend weeks travelling around to every place and more that we mention in this list. Situated on the border of Queensland and New South Wales, you have an abundance of choice when it comes to what can be captured. There are miles of golden sand beaches with blue water, lush tropical rainforests with flowing waterfalls, and heaps of street photography and wildlife opportunities. To kick off our first location, we are at Snapper Rocks in Coolangatta. This incredible spot is a world surfing reserve and features several world-class surfing competitions each year. It's brilliant for landscape photography or capturing surfers on the perfect wave. The jagged rocks and great swell make for excellent seascape imagery, especially when you get the opportunity to include a human element like a surfer on a wave. Sunrise is usually the best and quietest time to visit here, as during the day and at sunset, especially on weekends, the pristine beaches and rolling waves make this spot a big drawcard for locals and visitors. Once you've finished up your shoot and golden hour is over, head across to the Rainbow Bay Surf Club and enjoy a bite to eat before heading out to our next location. Our second location is Surfers Paradise. Now, this has become a hub of visitors and locals alike, both for photography and general just time on the Gold Coast. It's affectionately known as Surfers to locals and eventually visitors as they spend some time here. Now, this place has plenty to offer in terms of photographic opportunity. There are so many things like the Wax Museum, Time Zone, plenty of street performers and street life to photograph, and of course, you can grab a great bite to eat here. But we're not just going to show you what one thing to do in Surfers is. We're actually going to show you quite a few while we're here. So let's go check it out. To get a bird's eye view of the entire Gold Coast, or at least the main city of Surfers Paradise, come up here to the Sky Deck observation platform. And it's a pretty affordable fee to come up here, but you can see so many fantastic views, and even coming up at sunset is a great way to sort of look back and look across the city. Although you're in the Q1, you can still see a lot of the other buildings, both north, like the Soul Peppers building, and south, all the way down past Jewel and beyond. As one of my favourite spots in Surfers Paradise, Rhapsody Resort is set in North Surfers Paradise, and for photography, it's fantastic. It boasts 2 observation decks, one at level 27 and one at level 41 where we are now, and for obvious reasons, you can see the view behind me is pretty fantastic. Your tripod can go just above this level to be able to overlook the city, and for night photography, for daytime, sunset, sunrise, it is absolutely beautiful. They've also decked it out really, really well with nice chairs, a great little garden and some barbecues, so you can have a bit of fun up here as well. If you want to find out more about Rhapsody Resort, where we're staying during this trip, head over to rhapsodyresort.com.au. Seeing surfers from the ground or a building is fantastic, but if you're a little bit more adventurous, why not try a helicopter? It's just a short trip to Marina Mirage, where we've taken off with Gold Coast Heli Tours, who have been operating for over 30 years. Out of all the ways you can see the Gold Coast skyline, aerial photography and tours are a great way to get a wide view you'll love. It will allow for amazing images, especially if you get the water on a perfect blue colour day like we have here. You can book a Gold Coast Heli Tours flight at goldcoasthelitours.com.au. As we move into our third location, we've come away from the coast and into the hinterland. We're in a beautiful place called Springbrook National Park. It's quite an open national park and a very pleasant drive to come along on. There's a few touristy things you can do on the way, but for photography, the main things here are lookouts and waterfalls. Right now behind me, you can see Canyon Lookout, and we're also going to be having a look at Best of All Lookout and some of the fantastic waterfalls throughout the national park. The first waterfall is Purling Brook Falls. This is a very impressive horsetail waterfall, standing at 105 meters tall, just off to my right from the suspension bridge. It's a very impressive waterfall, and it's best photographed after some heavy rain, which really helps to pick up the intensity. You can view this waterfall from the top observation platform, which is only about 50 meters from the car park, or you can do the 4-kilometer round trip hike to the base like we have here, and get some absolutely amazing images. If you want one of the best views from the southern Gold Coast to Byron Bay, then head across to the Best of All Lookout when there is a forecast for high cloud. The view will occasionally be blocked by low cloud as it is quite an elevated location, but the view is spectacular on the right morning. You can capture some incredible sunrise panoramic images that show just how beautiful the area is from the hinterland all the way to the coast. If you're looking for a rainforest style waterfall, head over to Natural Bridge. This waterfall runs down a stream and into a cave, which makes for some fantastic images. It's not just the waterfall though. The short circuit walk is very, very picturesque, with some small streams, a few macro opportunities, and one thing that is quite special: the beautiful sight of glowworms at night. You can often see small clusters of them spread throughout the entire walk, and they make for some great images. The most important thing though is to remember to enjoy your time here and the national park. Welcome to Lamington National Park. We've moved on from Springbrook, where we took a look at a few of the waterfalls and some of the shorter hikes that you can do there. Now we're in this lush tropical Gondwana World Heritage listed rainforest. It's absolutely spectacular, and it is full of waterfalls for plenty of photography opportunities. We are actually here on an overcast, rainy day, and although the weather may not be all blue skies and sunshine for this one, we are going to get some fantastic images, knowing that there are such great flowing waterfalls and plenty of lush greenery around them as well. This is a historic and very well protected rainforest full of wildlife, birds, and plenty of other animals that you'll see roaming around, or if you decide to stay here like we have at O'Reilly's Rainforest Retreat, you'll see and hear some of these night creatures as well, which is a pretty special experience to have in itself. It's about a 2 to 2.5 hour drive to get here from the Gold Coast, but it is well worth a visit, and especially if you can stay and relax in such a luscious, natural environment. So let's go and head out on some of the tracks and explore this rainforest. We are doing the Taluna Creek Circuit Walk, and this is an absolutely beautiful one in such lush rainforest. Now, I have it on good authority from a few friends to do this walk anti-clockwise by starting up the border track. There is one waterfall along this circuit that I have been wanting to go to for a very long time. I've seen quite a few friends take photos of it, and it's absolutely beautiful. And one well worth a visit, especially after some heavy rain, which we've actually had a bit of at the moment. The waterfall is called Elabana Falls, and it should make for some pretty fantastic photography, along with the countless other waterfalls along the entire circuit walk. It's a long walk, but it's well worth doing, so let's keep going. No matter if you're doing the Taluna Creek Circuit Walk, or if you're just coming here for a day trip, you're going to want to visit this waterfall. This is called Elabana Falls, and it is by far one of the most popular spots because it's pretty easy to access. It's only about a 45-minute hike with a moderate grade, more so coming on the way back up. While you're here as well, also make sure you visit Box Log Falls. Now, it's not on the Taluna Creek circuit, it's a little bit off the beaten track if you are doing the full circuit walk. However, it's another beautiful waterfall and very close to this one. Make sure as well, especially when you come here photographing waterfalls, there's so much water and rain and moisture that the leaves often become polarized and give you that white reflective look. So bring a polarizing filter with you, and the result difference is absolutely extraordinary. This is going to help you get the absolute best images you can while photographing waterfalls. So with that, we're going to continue on and continue our walk. And we've made it to Elabana Falls, and seriously, as you can see, this waterfall is absolutely spectacular. Now, it is raining, that's just the benefit of summer in Australia. So a couple of things I would recommend bringing is definitely a raincoat or a poncho for yourself, maybe even one for the camera, like my trusty Ziploc bag scenario here, and wearing hiking boots. It's definitely worth wearing them. So we're going to get to photographing this waterfall and then continue on our journey heading back towards O'Reilly's Rainforest Retreat. So after a big hike like that, I think it's time to head back to the room, get a bit of well-deserved relaxation, have a glass of bubbles, and a 3-course meal. Our fifth and final location for this video is Coomba Wetlands. If you're a wildlife photographer, you're going to be in your element, especially if you visit at the afternoon golden hour when you're going to get the best light for this specific location. This is also kind of a secret location too. Although there are quite a lot of photographers on the Gold Coast, many have never heard of this place or been to it if they have. You're going to find an abundance of wild kangaroos in this open field, and they feed on the grass and are relatively timid as well. During spring, you might be lucky enough to spot a few joeys popping out from the pouch to say hello. Please do remember though that these are wild animals and they should not be fed or touched by humans. If you enjoy walking, then be sure to do the circuit walk that you'll often see locals doing, and there's a reason for it. My suggestion is to stay quiet as you are walking around, as there are wild koalas perched in the trees, and although your shoes may be nice, keep your eyes up just in case you spot one of these cute little guys. Well, that's all we have time for in this episode of Top 5 Photo Locations, where we've been exploring the Gold Coast region. Make sure you join the email list to get an exclusive behind-the-scenes look at the episodes we create and get notified each time a new one goes live. Tune in next time to see where we visit for our next episode of Top 5 Photo Locations. Thanks for joining us.